Hello everybody and welcome back to FM23 with the Youth Academy only Guiseley save, and we're still in the Premier League. We're fighting for our lives and we're not doing brilliantly. Let's go and have a look. Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to the AFC Guiseley Youth Academy only save. Well, we've got them to the Premier League, which is probably more than I thought we would ever get, especially in 26 seasons. I do think we're going to have to put potentially an end on this to say how long do we keep yo-yoing up and down the leagues, because that's more than likely what's going to happen. But yes, we find ourselves 18th in the Premier League, which isn't too bad. We're 1 point off Watford, who we played today in another relegation 6-pointer, because that's all I like to show people. It's all right. 9 points from 13 games, 2 wins, 3 draws and 8 losses. Now, we have 2 wins. We didn't have 2 wins in the last episode. The game crashed. As soon as I finished recording, the game crashed, which meant I had to go and play Plymouth again. And this time, we beat them 1-0. Andrew Neeson scored after 65 minutes. They got a man sent off after 68. They absolutely battered us. 16 shots to 4, 19 shots to 3. We had an XG of 0.31. They had an XG of 1.42. Jan Petric got man of the match. And we won the game 1-0. So, yeah, excellent stuff. We followed that up with a 4-1 loss to Liverpool and a 5-0 loss to Man City, and just drawn 1-1 with Spurs with a slight change of formation. Andrew Neeson getting another goal in the 80th minute. Bruno Felipe scored for them in the 84th. He is being linked with a move to Real Madrid. He is on £300,000 a week, and Spurs bought him for 15 million a while ago. They're probably going to get quite a lot of money for him from Real Madrid, I imagine, if they negotiate that well enough, but it's pretty tough. Against Liverpool, our goal scorer was Crimson Mori, by the way, so yes, and we didn't score against Man City. We have reverted back to the 4-4-1-1, but we have changed this up quite a bit. We now no longer counter press, we regroup, try and keep our shape. We are still doing a fair amount of stuff on here, but we're now no longer playing narrow. We're going to focus down the wings. We're hitting early crosses in. We're getting the ball into space. Basically making our strikers chase the ball quite a lot and trying to miss out as much of our midfield as possible. Get the ball wide, put the cross in is basically what we're doing. Dribble less, be more disciplined, play for set pieces, get the ball forward quickly, quite directly, and we'll see how it goes. A standard defensive line, a high press engagement, slightly bit more pressing, stop the crosses. That is it. Yes, it gives us a structured system, so thank you. It still says flexible, which is odd. Definitely didn't say flexible before. So if I have a Mazzala on attack, it's structured. If I have a Mazzala on support, it's flexible. Not too sure why that is. I assume it's because it means he runs up and down, doesn't run up as much. Yeah, his role must be a bit more flexible, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Against Tottenham, we actually reverted to something like this, and we went. What did we do? We did winger on support. Did we go for wing back? We kept it as wing backs. When I went to full backs, we then conceded. So we had deep line playmaker and a Segundo Volante like that, and that is what we're going to do. Turn changes to fluid there. So excellent. Let's see what happens. But yeah, that is the sort of system we're going to be taking into this game against Watford. We'll keep all this stuff as it is. We'll stay on a balanced mentality and all that. But we do have other news. So finances-wise, we are raking the Premier League money in and have 21.3 million in the bank. We've asked the board to invest some of that money. They've said no. I think they want to bank it at the moment, knowing that we're probably going to get relegated. But you can see there, this season we have made 22.9 million, which is a lot more than the minus 13 million that we made last year. But profit and loss for this month is nearly £4.5 million. That is bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. So yes, we're getting loads of money from the Premier League, which is good, which hopefully means they may pay down some of this debt. I don't know if that is something they do if they pay it off in advance, but we are getting to a point where we could potentially pay off the debt, and see net debt is 0. Transfer debt is obviously 0 as well. But yes, and then there's more, because there's more news. We have a new affiliate club, and it is a foreign affiliate club in Portugal, Beira Mar. We'll be able to send players on loan to Beira Mar. They don't have to play them, obviously. Beira Mar may send academy players to train at Guiseley. We won't be playing them, and we'll play them 97k a year. But yeah, basically, it's a youth setup thing. So their youngsters, as they come through the game, could end up coming through our youth academy in our intake. So we may see a few Portuguese players coming through. And when we get the chance to ask the board for another affiliate like this, we will be doing it, which is very exciting. Onto the squad. Lots of people are starting to become a little bit unhappy with playing time. Kai Harding, the patron, is also a little bit annoyed because you're not getting as much game time as you think you should, but you're not as good as you were anymore, so you're probably getting a new player and will probably be leaving the club at the end of the season. Christian Agnarsson, you've already messaged me on Patreon, thank you for the message, and said let's get to the end of the season and give you a new player. Hasn't quite progressed as you would have liked, but yeah, it's interesting. You also want to go out on loan and have come and spoken to me about that, excuse me. And then the likes of Connor and Graham Cox came to stick up for Kai Harding because he's a bit of a team leader. So yeah, they were all kicking off a bit of a fuss. But today is Watford. Watford are a pretty good team. It probably isn't the level they should be at, being just above the relegation zone. They are recently appointed. Malcolm Ebeowi is their manager. And I hope they don't get a new manager bounce, because they are just above us in the league and a win would be brilliant for us. We have sort of changed our system now. What we're doing is we're relying on creating 1, 2, 3 good chances in a game and taking them, rather than trying to produce a lot of goal scoring opportunities, because we just don't have the chance to do it on the players. Our midfield, if we go and have a look at the squad planner into the comparison, so if we look at our goalkeepers, we have the best area ability in the league. So maybe if our handling is below average but not the worst in the league, so we could take off that crosses thing. But anyway, yeah, not too bad. Throwing and agility isn't too bad either. In our defensive players, we can jump just above the below average, or the lowest in the team, which is Aston Villa. We are not near the average, and we are nowhere near the top. In midfield, we can't do anything, which is exactly why we're trying to bypass our midfield. If you compare that to the rest of the Premier League, we are shocking. So yeah, that's not going to be a thing. And then in attack, we have half decent finishing and above average jumping, which is good, hence why we're going for the crosses. But yeah, again, it's not amazing, right? We have the slowest in the league, the least acceleration in the league, the worst off the ball, the worst anticipation, the worst heading, the worst long shots. So it's pretty detrimental. And then if we look at physical across all of the outfield players, we have jumping that isn't the worst. That's the only thing that can be described there. Mentally is the same. Aggression, we're slightly above average, which is good. It means the players run further and harder in Football Manager. We have leadership and flair, which is above the bottom, but not the average of the league. And then technically, we are bottom of everything for all outfield players, which is a lovely feeling. Oh, doesn't that make you warm and fuzzy? And when you look at that, and you see that we have the worst corners, crossing, dribbling, finishing, first touch, free kicks, heading, long shots, throw-ins, marking, passing, penalties, tackling, and technique, you should think if we don't finish bottom, that is a good season, to be honest. Sod trying to stay away from going down. It's just a case of if we don't finish bottom, it's a good season. So that sort of shows how much we're up against it this year. So to be... what is it? Like, what did I say? 14 games into the season? Yeah, this will be our 14th game, and not be cut adrift. I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing okay. And we are still just in touching distance of Crystal Palace. A win today could potentially put us on level on points, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves with that one. So I think that's all the news to catch you up on. So let's get into, picking the team and into the game. So I will be back for the lineup because, yeah, we've got issues. Awesome. Okay, this is how we are lining up for this game. Jan Petrick will be in goal, obviously. Leek, Father Todonctuous, Donkor, and Jeff Hogg at the back. Earl on the right, Cox and Connor in the middle in what is the unhappy partnership at the club, although their morale isn't too bad. Anjapong on the left, Andrew Neeson playing in behind Jake Mills, and then on the bench we're going to have the attacking players of Okonkwo, Crimson Mori and Kayembe. Then midfielders, Hayworth and Supreme Dave, Leach left back, Plummer right back, and Saunders Anderson to cover centre backs, and then Cromack is the backup goalkeeper as well. So plenty to do there. We've got Justin Donker, who just coming back from a little bit of a abdominal strain, but he's got to play because we don't have that many options at centre back. And Hayworth is coming back from a sprained knee ligament injury, which is recurring, so we're going to see how that goes. But he's a good young player. I don't really want to cash in on him just yet. Crimson Mori slightly unfit after playing in the under-19 team I think he played for in the last break. But yeah, let's see how we get on, shall we? I mean, it's Watford, so hopefully we can come with... We are away from home, which does make a difference in Football Manager 23. You do get generally better results at home, I think. But let's see how it goes. They've got Eduardo, Netinho, Callahan, Markovic, Franco, Bruno, Thomason, Alex. A lot of non-English sounding names. So, yeah, fair play to Watford. There's no pressure on us. Nah, we're the underdogs. That suits us. They don't give a shit. There we go. Now that we give them a bit more of a jimmy up, they like it. Right, you can only be described as a terrible record against Malcolm Iboe in your career. Why have you found it so hard to beat him? Look, smile warmly. It's not me v him, it's the players. Do you think it's important today's particular record to rest? Smile warmly. I'm not paying attention to it. Watford's recent struggles have them 20th in the Premier League form table. Is this a chance to pile on the misery? Probably not, because they're going to get a new memory game. It's an opportunity to show what we're capable of. They're unbeaten in 3 matches against Guiseley. Look, I don't believe in any of that stuff. Let's get into the game. Obviously, we are in the 2D thing at the moment, but we'll come out of that for 3D for the video. They're playing a 4-1-2-3 or a 4-3-3 DM. We are playing a 4-4-1-1 with 2 holding midfielders for a bit of security in front of the back 4. Let's see how that pans out for us. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them. Right, here we go into the game, and let's understand. So yes, we're not pushing up as high. We are giving up possession quite a lot now, as Keatings puts it in, and that probably should have been 1-0, but Franco missed his header as Jan Petrick puts it forward. It's still a bit quick, isn't it? Still a little bit quick. Let's knock that down one more as Cox intercepts into Connor, tries to play it wide towards Neeson, but is there. Jake Mills is tackled as Markovic into Franco. Alex, here's Keatings, goes back to Markovic. Here's Franco again into Thomasone. Thomasone puts it down the line to Keatings, into Thiago, and that is 1-0 Watford, although the flag is up. The referee is checking it. It didn't look offside, and it's not offside. I didn't think it looked offside. As Franco laid it into Thomasone, he just sort of ran out to the width. Then they had runners in behind Keatings, and this is the only thing I have at the moment. One of the issues I have, I think, is if you get more people running forward... And we've touched on this previously in another episode, but if you get more runners forward for opportunities, you do create more chances in Football Manager, and that's probably similar to real life, as Cox gives away a free kick. But yeah, you seem to need to have 5 lanes of attack, which is very hard to put in, as they sort of hit the bar twice there. It hit the bar, span up, and hit the bar again. But 8 minutes in, and it's all Watford, and we are just giving the ball back to them, which is not very good, but like that, they've just got the runners. They've got the... Oh, my word, it's such a bad tackle. Oh, seriously. Just send him off. Give the penalty and send him off. That was absolutely horrendous. Look, berate. This is a terrible, terrible start to this game. With our 2 holding midfielders to protect the defence, that isn't working, is it? Right, Thomasone fires it into the bottom corner, and are we going into, not depression. We are basically going into depression. Let's drop off more. Don't let them run in behind. Drop the press off. Let's see how we go. 2-0 down. Just as well, coming off the back of a decent result against Spurs with that 1-1. But we were at home. And that does seem to make a difference. And we have these little spikes of match momentum that then just disappear as soon as the next sort of highlight loads. As Jeff Hogg picks up, goes long towards Neeson. Oh, it's flicked on. Jake Mills is going to get in. Jake Mills! Oh, he's hit the post. That's basically what we're playing for. A chance like that, put it in, hold out defensively. But when we miss them, oh boy, does it really sting. As Ganik's there into Thomasone. Back to Netinho. Netinho back to Bruno. Into Alex. Shot from range and blocked. Let's go a little bit more positive. Try and create something in the last 15 minutes of this first half. As it's going to be Keatings with it again. Now Franco got on the end of the last one. It's gone back post towards Thiago, but Doncour's there to head it away. Thomasone keeps it alive. Back to Bruno. Bruno just keeps it and goes backwards. But yeah, it's a huge chance. It's a half a goal chance, basically. 0.48 as Jake Mills is robbed again. Netinho into Gringue, into Bruno. Gringue, I don't know how you say that name. O'Callaghan, back to Bruno, into Gringue. Oh, over the top. It's a lovely ball to Alex. Great save from Jan Petric. 10 minutes to go in the first half, and it is all Watford, basically. Keatings with it now, and it's headed away well by Doncour, which is why he's our middle man. Andrew Neeson up to Connor. Connor out to Amchapong. We are looking to launch a bit of an attack. We could have played on there because Amchapong would have got the ball, but we'll take the free kick. Doncour to Connor. Back to Doncour. Looks out left towards Amchapong again. Flicks it inside. Connor does well. Andrew Neeson! It's 2-1. We're in with the chance. Come on. Andrew Neeson is on fire at the moment, and he is our model citizen that we got in our youth intake, and he's doing very, very well. But yeah, out wide, slightly longer balls. I think it's what we've got to do. Connor actually did really well, the club captain there, as Andrew Neeson fired it home with his left foot. 2-1. 2-1 with 5 minutes to go in this first half, and it's not too bad. It is putting a bit of a gap between us and Watford in front, but we have a free kick. Cox swings it in for goal. He's hit the bar. We're not out of this game yet. We are not out of this game yet. We have some terrible performances out there. Point the finger. We have to be... No, let's go... I just want to see a much better display in the second half. That's what we're going to go with. 6.2 for Father Todd, 6.3 for Justice Doncour, 6.4 for Leek at the back. So the only one of the back four having a good game is Jeff Hogg, but he's been booked. 6.5 for Antoine. Jake Mills not having a good game. Let's get Crimson Mori on for you at half-time. Missed that absolute sitter earlier on in the first half. So we'll make a change and see what we can do. Good pressure there from Crimson Mori early on. There's Netinho into Gringue over the top. That should be... Oh, Jan Petric puts it out safely for a throw-in. I honestly thought that was going to be a mix-up between goalkeeper and defender there. So let's give him a bit more encouragement. See what we can do going into this second half. It's Franco with a throw-in for Watford. Alex back to Keatings. Keatings has it back to Markovic. Bruno under a bit of pressure. Thiago puts it through. Jeff Hogg. Oh, I thought that was going to be a foul and another yellow card. Jeff Hogg boots it up towards Crimson Mori, who is beaten in the air. Bruno knocks it down. Back to Thomasone. Netinho intercepted by Connor. Doncour. Jeff Hogg goes long again. This is the only problem with playing long balls, right? Is that you continually give the ball back to the opposition as Keatings puts it in, and it's why in the Championship we decided to go for a more possession-based system, which ultimately ended up working. But yeah, we'll have to see. At the moment, these little tweaks to the system have got us a draw against Tottenham and a game against Watford where we're not completely out of it. So Thomasone out to Netinho, into Gringue. Netinho, good 1-2, ball across, Leek with a great tackle. Thomasone shoots, deflected over the bar. And we're defending resolutely. It's just we give so much possession up. As Keating swings this one in, it's headed over the bar by O'Callaghan. And yeah, we just give so many chances and so much possession up. That is my concern, really, as we're getting just beyond the hour mark now. Bruno into Franco. Back to Markovic. Bruno looks for Gringue on that side, and it's into Thiago. He hits the post. It's cleared away. Earl's there to flick it on. And you can see the highlights just start from us booting it forward and giving it away. Bruno up to Thomas Sohn. It's a runner from Thiago. He's put it wide. And I think we're seeing so many highlights like that. Let's take off pass into space and knock our things down. Don't hit those early crosses. Try and keep the ball a little bit more. We can make a few changes if we want as well. So again, 6 at the back. Father Todd not having a good game. We'll bring on the youngster Saunders Anderson for you. Donk also not having a good game with a 6.3. But Jay Leach can play centre back, so we'll give him a go there. We'll give him a go. He's not short either. He's 6 foot, so he should be okay. And Chapong on the left, not playing brilliantly, but don't really have anyone. Connor can play out there, but I think that's a bit of a waste. We'll leave that as it is then. So that's 3 subs so far, and now obviously we're going to try and get the team to hold on to the ball a little bit more, not playing it as forward as quickly with fresh legs on. As Jeff looked like the ball just hit Jeff Hogg there, and he didn't really react quick enough. Bruno, Netinho, back to O'Callaghan, into Bruno again, back to O'Callaghan. Netinho has it. Bruno. It's just a wonderful pass. Well cleared away, and it's a header there from Markovic. And 75-ish minutes gone now. I sort of feel like we do need to make a change in midfield. Fresh legs. Graham Cox is going to come off, and we'll bring on Supreme Dave, who does have a lot of fitness. Was carrying a little bit of uncertainty going into this game, but not too bad. And then for the last 10 minutes, we'll bring fresh legs on the wing for. We'll do Anchapong for Kayembe, and then we'll put Kayembe on this side. Earl on the left. Doesn't really like playing there, but let's demand more for the last 8 minutes as we need a goal. Saunders Anderson into Connor over the top, looking for Crimson Mori. It's cleared away. Franco over the top into Gringue. Gringue comes forward down the right-hand side, cuts it back to the edge. Alex is there. Good save from Jan Petric. Good positioning from the goalkeeper. It looks like it's probably going to be another game where Jan Petric's our best player, as that header just goes past the post. There's just not much else we can do, and this is the problem that we have with the players we have, basically. There really isn't that much more we can do. Andrew Neeson's going to come out to the right. We're going to go for the last little bit, we're going to go for 2 strikers in a 4. Should we go 4-2-4? And really, try it? 4-2-4 with 2 holding midfielders? Why can't you play that? I thought you were an attacking fielder, right? Oh, no, you're not. Okay, well, let's swap you 2 over. In fact, Kayembe can play there. So, yeah, let's go. I want Kayembe's pace up front. So, we'll put him up front, and we're going to go into space again, because we've now got 2 advanced forwards who are going to be pressuring their back line. So it's a 4-2-4 to try and salvage something out of this game. As Nethasol comes forward. There, I was going to say, it doesn't look like we're playing 2 strikers. Keatings gets around his man into the box as a shot is blocked. Here is Earl. That's a terrible clearance from Gareth Earl as Charlidi comes forward, cuts it back. Franco over the bar. 4 minutes of time added on. And we've got a goal kick. Jan Petric goes long up towards Earl. Loses out. Here is Gringue. Gringue into Soria. Soria into Alex, who's dropped a bit deep. Keating's around the corner, but Leach does well to intercept that. Connor. Earl. Supreme Dave. Connor picks a pass. Looking for Crimson Mori. It's cleared away. Earl picks it up. He is all right foot, though, Gareth Earl. So what can he do? He's swung in one with his left foot. Neeson with a header coming off the opposite wing. It's over the bar. And there's really not long to go. I mean, that's the other thing we could try. A 4-2-4 where we just pump the ball basically into space for our wingers and strikers to get onto. Have 6 in defence, basically, and then a unit of 4 attacking players. But we'll see. As Franco back to Soria into Thiago. Good interception from League. Andrew Neeson, we're just rushing that pass. Don't rush that pass. That pass was so rushed, and that is the passing ability of the lowest ranked passing team in the Premier League. And it is full time. It's 2-1. We created a little bit more towards the end. But look at that. All of our games are like this. Match momentum is us having nothing. 6 shots to 21, 8 shots to 1, 3 goals they should have had. I mean, they got a penalty. They won it with a penalty, which is a little bit infuriating. But yeah, Jan Petric, our best player again. Man of the match went to Thomasone, who got subbed off. Thomasone is a 5'8" Swiss central midfielder, who is valued at £240 million. You having a laugh? Are you having a bloody laugh? That's huge. He's not that good. He's all right. Into the dressing room we go. I'm going to put my hands in my pockets and half-arse say that I'm proud of your efforts, even though it wasn't to be. Oh, it's just so difficult. Are you happy, even in defeat, considering most pre-match predictions of a drubbing proved to be most inaccurate? We can be happy. We did a fair bit out there that we can take credit for. But yeah, there is now that 3-point gap to the team. It's basically a 4-point gap because our goal difference is so bad. But yeah, there we go. We get to the end of November and we're sitting in a very low position in the Premier League. We are down in 18th. I don't know why I forgot that, but we're down in 18th. It looks like it's going to be a very, very tough season. Now, if we don't get sacked for getting relegated, which we shouldn't, I don't know if we say once we get relegated from... Do we give it another go to get promoted back up, and then if we don't get promoted, do we say that's the end of it? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But I'm thinking when we do say this is an end to the Guiseley Youth Academy only save, we will tweak the rules a little bit and say that we can sign young players, because by the time we decide this, we've had enough. I don't want to say we're quitting just because we didn't stay in the Premier League. That's not the sort of player I am. I would like to, if we get relegated, give it at least one go to try and get back up. But yeah, I'm not sure. Do we tweak the rules a little bit once we decide the Youth Academy only bit of this save is done? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. But we will be back on New Year's Day for the game against Plymouth, which we always know is fun. This time, hopefully, the game doesn't crash after I play them. But yeah, Plymouth on New Year's Day. So we're going to do the whole of December off camera, and then we will be back. We do have 5 home games in December, so hopefully we can pick up some results there. And then we head into the second half of the season, which will be very, very tough. Luckily, we end with it's not that tough. I mean, it's all tough, but there's not huge games we're going to play. The last 5 games of the season, Man United is probably the biggest game we play, and they're coming to us. And then we end with Stoke, so there might be something to play for against Stoke. In that one, we've also got Watford and Wolves, who we can definitely have performances against. So, yeah, it's very tough. But thank you so much for watching, supporting the channel. Leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.